Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Brian here, and welcome back to Ota Ball Z. In the last episode, our hero Ota went to the Okiura fish factory to save his girlfriend Tessa from being cut in half by Dr. Polar Bear. He was successful in his attempt to save her from Dr. Polar Bear, but Dr. Polar Bear got the better of him and stabbed him in the stomach. On his deathbed, Date came and saved him, and they were able to get him to the hospital safely, where he made a full recovery, more or less. But trouble was still afoot for our dear hero Ota, as Date and Boss came to visit him while he was in his bedroom, just resting and enjoying a fight well fought. Date started asking him all kinds of questions. He was starting to get nervous. He was ready to brandish the knife that was on his blankets, but Date said, "Hell no!" Pulled the blanket back and went ahead and tried to get the knife away from him. But to little avail. Boss put him to sleep, and now our dear hero Ota has been brought into the sink machine, where he is currently asleep, and Aiba and Date are currently visiting inside his head. He is once again in peril, though, as Dr. Polar Bear, once again, his head is nearly on the brink of destroying him. Can Aiba and Date help him? Find out today on Ota Ball Z. You like that? Was that good? I kind of got a kick out of that. I feel like I almost kind of screwed up, though, on like the second half, but I was impressed with it. Anyway, but seriously, though, we're trying to save Ota. And Dr. Polar Bear over here is indeed about ready to kill him with the knife. So we have to go ahead and save him. Luckily, the forklift of fortune has brought him the tools he needs to survive. But will he be able to come through? Let us find out right now. Ota.
Ota is still down.
Why? We must motivate him.
Don't be scared. Stand up. Don't beg for it. Earn it. Do it and you'll be rewarded.
The ghost inside me whispered. That's right. I can't be scared now. I have to stand up.
And fight.
Now, count up your sins. There.
Oh dear. Oh. It seems our hero Ota has once again befallen the same fate as he did in real life, as he did in his Somnium. Will he survive? Well, obviously, he's just a dream, so it's no big deal. Anyways, we move on. Yes. Day 4, Ota A acquired. Excellent. Day 4, Monday.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Seriously, dude? Come on.
Hey, I didn't
So
put
sorry,
you to sleep.
Ota. Date told me to be the bad cop.
I did not.
Temper.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Yes
Why
or
would
no?
she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
Then why did we find evidence at the crime scene?
Evidence?
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
the Okiura Man chocolate. I took it out of my pocket and showed him. even more melted than
The
before.
Todoroki man chocolate.
The same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have
Yep.
a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom even through the costume. And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse, but you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
Maybe this?
The kitchen knife with a floral pattern. Mom, I love you always is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
Can we just make a note of something right here? If it was Mayumi, if this is true to scale, Date's obviously much taller than her, and that polar bear was pretty tall himself. So something tells me, unless Mayumi grew a couple feet, it's not her. I'm just saying that now.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that? The criminal ran away with the knife.
Just like
No
the
one
fork, just like the
was
dish ran
supposed to
away
see
with the
it.
spoon.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because I know how it looks. I thought mom would get accused, and then she would have been brought in here and interrogated. I didn't want to put her through that. And
And?
mom never liked Tessa. So maybe, just maybe, mom hired someone to kill Tessa, and she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know. I thought of it that way. Like that would ever happen. I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Yeah, I agree.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because
She would have had to set up the streaming equipment, one. How is it unrelated? Okay. Alright, the cars then. The cars. And it would have to be streaming equipment. Again with the
the
chocolate?
Matsushida's van was stolen from the parking lot of the Famista while Iris was in the car.
I guess that makes sense.
That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Todoroki man chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
But that was...
See what
In
happens
any
when you open
case,
your damn
I
mouth,
need to hear
boil?
from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover. I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone. Right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Why am I getting the sneaky suspicion that this may not go as well as everyone hopes it will?
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita. But I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
Okay. Well, that would have been a cliffhanger to leave you guys off last time if there ever was one. Okay, so now we're back here again. Even though we literally just told Ota we weren't going to arrest her, we had to bring her in anyways. Isn't life a bitch?
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true. I kidnapped that witch, I took her to the warehouse, and
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
yes,
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Liar.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so why did you kidnap Iris? And why did you stab Ota? And do you even know how to use streaming equipment? I'm pretty sure you don't. I'm curious to see how she's going to explain all this.
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
Why'd you take out her eye then?
Because I just hated her so much.
You
Killing
took
her
her eye
wasn't
out.
enough.
So you want to take her eye out. Okay, so why'd you stab Ota? Were you the one who stabbed Ota?
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
Yes, I stabbed him.
Well,
With the
there's
knife
a-
I brought from home.
That's a lie.
I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
And you also happen to grow a couple feet or meters or however you guys go ahead and choose to measure height outside of America. Millimeters, meters. I should start learning how to use that stuff. Anyways, why did you want to stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but
Also
Could
have
you explain it to me?
dementia and other things as well.
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words.
Yeah, actually you
It's
can.
more like muscle memory.
Yeah,
I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
that's not muscle memory. That's just trial and error. That's basically all that is. Did she even know how to turn on a computer at that point? And she's the one that's always like, all like, oh, Ota shouldn't have a phone and stuff like that. Oh, give me a break. There's no way she knows how to use any of that stuff. Where'd you get the camera and laptop?
I Pick them out of the garbage.
Right, because people
Which
just throw
garbage?
good equipment out.
I don't remember. It's true. I planned the whole thing.
God, you're such a... Like, I guess now we know where Ota gets his ability to lie from.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know.
Do you know?
They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right.
Does that mean you killed them then?
Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
You're such a liar. Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You
You
are
do
too.
know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Renju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
I don't believe you. When and how did you kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't
Give me that
remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder.
Fair enough.
I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
What was your motive?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate.
I didn't know it's just kids.
Is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him.
Okay, so why about Shoko then?
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
Okay.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion,
After a divorce?
I don't think
it's not.
Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I
Eh.
answered your question.
I get
so
that
there.
a lot.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date, sync with her.
Okay. Okay, so now we ended one sink and we're going into another. We get both the son and
Computer,
mother.
we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
Well,
What happened?
the sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours, at least.
You got 8.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
Make it 2
So we
then.
can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
I let Boston Pewter Pie know.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
It's just like...
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
You know, it's just a point-blank harassment now.
Why would Mayumi
And
lie?
we're driving again.
She is probably protecting someone.
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Ota.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Why?
Why can't he be the culprit?
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
Well, fine, God. Maybe the van.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But
And then
forensics
put
only
herself
found
on
Ota's
the-
fingerprints on the wheel.
And then
That
put her
can
on
be
the...
explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
Fair enough. So, she had her eye taken out then.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
I don't see him doing it even under orders. I understand.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushita's van. Ota drove the station wagon.
Yeah.
They went to the warehouse separately.
Okay.
Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it.
That's a lot of work to go through just to remove an eyeball.
After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this.
Okay. Consider the
In the
following.
stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
Yeah.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching. Oh, we're still talking. Why would they do that?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself.
Okay, seriously, I
It makes
can't
it
see
look
where
like
I'm
there's
going
another
right
criminal
now.
involved.
Ah, there we go. That's better.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory.
A
It is
game
one of many
theory.
possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
Like me.
We can't rule anything out.
Just not to that degree. Alright, Matsushita Diner.
Ota,
Oh, hi,
Why are
Ota.
you-
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why?
This is kind of peaceful music. I kind of like it. Nothing but a window, nothing but a poster. We got condiments and we got a menu. I bet you none of this stuff. Leave them out. Okay, we got a counter. We got a stool. We don't have to worry about all this stuff. We got a kitchen, like you do at a restaurant. We got a swinging door, and we got some menus hanging up on the soccer paper. We got a cat. We got tissue for Ota's tears. And that's all we got here for today. Now we move on. Nope, now we got a table. And then a cushion where Ota's sitting on, but I'm not because I'm an idiot. Boop, 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 doo, doo. We got another table. Boop, 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 boop. And that should be it. Oh, come on, seriously. You're making me look stupid. A kid's seat. Okay, where's the chair now? A round chair. And then that's it. Oh, a picture. And maybe now we're done. If we're not, I don't care. Boop, 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 boop. Hey. Worried about Mayumi?
Of course I am! That's my mom! What son wouldn't be worried about his mom?
You doing okay?
Okay? How could I be okay?
I'm just
I got
asking.
stabbed by a serial killer!
Yeah.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
So, you worried about Iris?
So worried that my stomach is in knots. The surgery was successful, but they told me she isn't out of the ICU yet.
So, shouldn't she be in the hospital? Is that what?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
Japanese hospitals are apparently the best. You can just walk up and leave whenever you want. For God's sake, you try getting out of an American hospital, you gotta go through like a shit ton of paperwork just so that way the hospital doesn't legally get sued for you leaving for just sheer stupidity. I mean, obviously these guys, they're healthy that they could leave, but even still, they would have had to have gotten consent to leave the hospital somehow. God, that's great. Japan is a great country, man. Shit. Freedom for all, apparently. It's almost better. I wonder if their healthcare system is better than our healthcare system. I'm starting to think like any country's healthcare system is probably better than our shitty system.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Is Iris the
Word
criminal?
is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself, or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
That wasn't caught on
Just a
camera.
thought
Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
just creeps me out.
You're saying that I
Oh,
stabbed
God.
myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
You...
Did you stage the warehouse incident?
I'm telling you I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has... dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up. Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah, we're just barely outside of the restricted area, but because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day, and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night.
Good lord.
Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and Idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Dad.
There's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad,
Passed away?
yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow. A writer? Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom.
You never understand,
A writer has to put
Mom.
all of their time into their creativity.
Mom.
I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever, I'll always support you, Ota.
You lied about the editor thing, right?
Yeah. How'd you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
He's quite a little shithead, isn't he? Damn.
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Okay. We need to pump the brakes just a little bit there. Cause my god, if I had even said any of that stuff to my mother like that, she would have backhanded me so fast I wouldn't have even been able to get the goddamn words out. And then she would have told Dad about it, and then he would have done the same exact thing to me as well. Ooh! Man! That boy is something. Oh, man. Ooh, boy.
Mom got sick because I'm
His
such a
ass
piece
would
of
have
shit.
been grass
Only
if
thinking
my
about myself.
parents were his parents.
I didn't take care of her.
Thank
It
God
was
it's
so
a video
stupid. I
game.
didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
What's that picture?
Well, turn the photo frame to me so I can see.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad. And they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Well, at least he's aware of it.
Iva,
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit,
Yeah, I agree.
but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
He's just a
Your
jackass,
presumption
that's
is
all.
illogical.
Human beings are logical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times.
Sometimes.
Hmm.
Iva, Let's go back to the cold storage warehouse.
Why?
We might be missing something.
Yeah.
Understood.
Alright, Ota, you just calm your little booty. Alright, here we go again. Are real investigations like this? Do cops really go back to like the same scene of the crime over and over and over again? I mean, because I would think that if you want to do an investigation, you would do it once and be done with it. Maybe a couple times, maybe I can understand, but yeah. I feel like we're getting a little too obsessive, obsessive here with this location. Obsessed here with this location. What do I know? I'm not an investigator.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I'm just a landscaper by
I
day.
was, but a thought occurred to me.
What be your thought, Date? Please tell me. This ground looks like it could
Just like my you-know-what.
Oh, God.
What is your you-know-what?
It could only be one thing.
Oh, your ego?
Ah, I like it.
No, not my ego.
I like it. That was a good comeback.
Hi, I'm Drum Imon.
You say
What?
strange things sometimes.
I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. That is kind of creepy, but whatever, I
Iva,
guess.
what's in this box?
Your favorite kind of reading material, and a lot of it.
Ow, my leg.
Academic research papers on criminology?
No, the kind that features gratuitous nudity.
I don't believe you. I've got to make up some excuse to grab that box. Of course you would. She's lying to you, just so you know.
Date, look! A tonguefish on the ocean floor.
How can you even
What's a
see that?
tonguefish?
A flat fish, like the sole of a shoe.
You can see all the way down there?
Seriously?
Of course I can.
How?
My vision and my looks are my best qualities.
Okay, well, good for you, I guess. Hello there, policeman. Says he doesn't have any new information. We're gonna look at him anyways. Police officer.
Iba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was
Okay.
definitely Ota who drove it here.
Yes.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Because he's not convinced, that's why. Oh, there's a container over there. Stacked containers. To put that corner container in an empty slot, would the bottom line disappear? Interesting theory. I don't think that's gonna happen. Wait. Oh, it's another it's the other warehouse. Ota's the one that drove the station wagon.
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m.
Right?
At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
Right.
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse.
Correct.
But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car.
Ooh.
I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
Iba connected to the end system server and began her research. She got a result in no time.
Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Right on. Let's go to Lemniscate now, I guess. Back at Lemniscate. Do.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Yes, I am
What?
talking to you.
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi?
Moi?
I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
For moi? What could moi give you? Okay, well,
Sofa King.
Don't.
So fucking cool.
Featured. Anyone can run a pyramid scheme.
Don't
I
do
believe
it.
I'll purchase that on my way home.
Please don't. It's not. 90% of those are scams. What do we got, Iva?
Date, look! An antlion!
Oh my god, an antlion!
Yay! Go, antlion!
Oh boy, how exciting. I don't know why either. Alright, what's the stool comment for the day?
A high stool. It's like a tall seat.
Why are you stating the obvious?
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere that I'm just missing. Who's the featured player today?
This is Magnus Spiel.
Yeah,
How do
actually,
you know?
Because he probably drives them, that's why. This humble taxi driver is more than he lets on. The logo, Lemniscate, the abstract painting.
Oh, have you taken note of the painting?
I have.
It is titled
multiple times.
Lions Fishing. Carpe diem.
When you look at it from way back here, it actually looks like the world of the map. Looks like a map of the world. All right. Hey, Big Tits McGee. Oh wait, hold on a second. We gotta do this first. Hey, Big Tits McGee, how you doing?
What? You're too far away. I can't hear you.
I walk closer to the receptionist.
Oh, I can't believe Tessa became a victim too. It's like, seriously, can you
Can you
not?
not?
What if I'm next? Freaks me out. Date, could you introduce me to some big, strong man who can protect me?
Nah. I'm sure you'll be fine on your own.
No, I'll totally die.
I can't introduce you to a big, strong man, but I can introduce you to a big, strong girl. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mizuki, who can bench 265 pounds. If there's anybody I'd want on my side, it'd be her. Is it business as usual here?
What? You gotta come closer. I can't hear you.
Oh god, Big Tits McGee. Do I need to get you a hearing aid?
Well, what can I say, you know? The biz is harsh, schedules are tight. If we shut down for even a date, we'd throw everyone else's schedules off. So they want to avoid that, of course.
Of course. It's her! With the big tits! I'm so happy that came in. Oh boy, God, it gives me an erection about this big. Oh God. So, where are you from?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
So what are you doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Sounds like a good idea, sir. Before I arrived at Lemniscate, I got a picture of Mayumi from Abyss. I showed it to the driver.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh.
I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag.
Ouch.
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate
Tokyo.
destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
I don't blame you. I don't like them either.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she
so
stepped
rude.
foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that.
Well, I am an officer.
In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
That would be a problem.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
We
Excuse
then
me.
arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
Damn it.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow.
Damn
I was
hag.
not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
Dun 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 dun.
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses.
Rude.
I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
I have one more question.
I follow
Do
your
you
story.
know
I
the
have one
Muffin
more
Man?
question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sajima.
Sajima? Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
A self-employed taxi driver. Well, we'll leave it here, because I don't want to just go ahead and end up starting to sink into somebody else, only to find out that I really don't want to go to his house again. God, I can't tell you how much I hate politicians. So, anyways, we'll leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone. Have a good one.